Hello and welcome. My name is Tom Shima, and today is Wednesday, July 8th. As I've been doing, I'm going to continue to be playing the game Persona 3 Reload as a part of my Persona A Day series. That's where I've been playing the game one in-game day at a time as it lines up with the real calendar. I'm going to start off by going over what we did yesterday, just to make sure we're all caught up for today. Then we'll get into today's gameplay and see where we can go from there. And after that, we'll come back here to the desk and talk about it. I will have timestamps in the description if you want to jump ahead to a different section. Also, since this is a full playthrough of the game, please be aware that we will be encountering spoilers. Alright, so let's take a look back at yesterday, Tuesday, July 7th. Yesterday was the big day. That was the full moon that we've been preparing for since last month's full moon. This was our chance to test the chairman's theory that we already kind of had a good idea about given our talks with Pharos, about how the strong shadows seem to be showing up on the full moon. This was also that chance to see if they follow that same classification structure that we'd been seeing them increasing from. We'd encountered 1 through 4 prior to that, and we were wondering if yesterday was going to be moving on to number 5. We did have school in the morning. Beforehand, Fuuka reminded us about the operation, and so I, with the rest of the team, headed back to the dorm right after school. The school day was nothing of consequence, and I'm sure our minds were on other things yesterday. So very quickly it felt like we made it to the evening to get ready for the operation. And then just like that, the dark hour began. Fuuka, being our scout and our reconnaissance person, was able to very effectively pinpoint the location of a strong shadow outside of Tartarus again. So just like we thought, during the full moon, that is when a new shadow appeared. This time it was at a hotel nearby, or in the general area anyway. So the team and I headed out. They actually left me to decide which people to take with me this time around. It was kind of a first for me. Yukari did insist that she was going to be going with me no matter what. And so that left me the choice between Akihiko, Mitsuru, and Junpei for the final 2 slots. And I decided to go with Junpei and Akihiko. And so we all arrived at the hotel. Fuuka was outside keeping us informed on everything going on. Mitsuru was there for support. Chairman Akutsuki was back at the command room keeping tabs on the overall operation, and we headed inside. And we made our way up to the 3rd floor where the source of the shadow signal was, and we encountered the Hierophant Shadow. It was a tough fight of a shadow that was unlike anything we'd encountered before and seemed to lean heavily on the fear status effect. Thankfully, we had enough keyring items. I had the Patra ability on one of my persona, and Yukari was also very well set up for healing. So we were able to do a good job maintaining our status effect mitigation. All the while, Junpei and Akihiko were right there to provide the damage output that we really needed. They really shined in that role. And it wasn't too long before we were able to overcome the Hierophant Shadow. As it disappeared, there was that sigh of relief of, wow, we did it. We did it already. And it was one of those, we all kind of had that feeling, but it was too good to be true, because as we tried to leave the room, the door was sealed. That's when Fuuka let us know that she was now detecting a source of a second shadow. And so we needed to investigate that. We were stuck in the room, so our only course of action was to try to figure out how to get out. And we approached a mirror in the corner that was a little bit odd, very odd for a mirror. It was reflecting everything in the room, but it wasn't reflecting the party and I. And as we looked into that mirror, something happened and we ended up separated. That's when I ended up back on the 1st floor in a room with a shower running in the attached bathroom. And there was a voice in my head that was trying to tell me to give in to pleasure and into the temptation. And I was able to fight back against it and regain my senses. And as I did, I stood up and the shower stopped, and out came Yukari, wearing a towel. And as soon as she saw me seeing her, that brought her back to her senses and earned me a slap to the face. But that's 2 people back together. So once she was geared back up, and we agreed never to speak of this again. So you're part of the secret now as well. You're keeping that secret too. Once we were all set to go, we headed up to the 2nd floor and were able to meet back up with Akihiko and Junpei. From there, it was revealed that we still needed to overcome some sort of barrier that was protecting the shadow. So we made our way up through the 2nd and 3rd floors and found 2 different mirrors that, like the one in the 3rd floor main room, did not reflect our reflections. And by breaking those, we were able to break the barrier and head back to that room to face the 2nd shadow. This time around, it was of the Lover's Arcana. And rather than using fear like the Hierophant had, this one leaned into charm. This was kind of a fun flashback to all the time in Tartarus where I was fighting those serpents that were really giving me some challenges with charm. So it really felt like that was training for last night. It was fortunate that I had a persona that had an ability to reduce the effects of charm, so I was able to keep my mental focus about me. But it had a devious attack of trying to charm the party and then following up with an attack that did extra damage to anyone who was charmed. It was a very touch-and-go fight, and it was very much all about keeping everybody healed up. Thankfully, I had done enough shopping at the pharmacy the other day to have those status recovery items. Yukari really came in some of the best situations. There were certain times where she was charmed, and she was able to just shrug that off in one turn. And since she was able to heal other people, it really kept the infighting from really taking us apart. There were still some touch-and-go moments where it was close, but some good use of theurgies, good use of items, and yes, a bit of luck. It all came together to keep us on the right track. At one point, Junpei was able to... He used his theurgy a couple times and really did a great amount of damage, but there was this one critical hit I remember that downed the enemy late on in the fight, and it was just exactly what we needed to really chip off that big chunk of health right at the end there to put us really close to finishing it off. And thankfully from there we did. None of us went down throughout the whole night. It was close a couple times, but we were prepared for it. But we stayed on our feet, we made it through, and once that shadow disappeared, everything seemed back to normal. There were no more signs of any shadows, and it seemed like the operation was a success. So we headed back downstairs to meet up with everybody outside and kind of, congratulate each other all around for a job well done. The operation went well, and it was kind of well as well. We thanked Fuuka for navigating. There was a lot of praise thrown my way as well for leading the team. I was happy to do my part, but at the same time, it took me a little long to notice, but Junpei was kind of standing off to the side and kind of looking away. He didn't seem as happy that I was getting all of this praise, and kind of rightfully so. He was just as big an important part of the operation as I was, but for whatever reason, everybody was giving me all of this congratulations, and nothing much to him. Even to the point where Yukari kind of did one of her jabs at him about, what are you being so quiet for? And that was kind of when he'd had enough, and he told her to shut up. He was actually unhappy. He was mad at that point, and he kind of made his way off on his own. He headed back to the dorm as he did, but obviously, we kind of saw that he still has a bit of a chip on his shoulder about the way the leadership structure played out, and just, that'll be one of those long-term things to try to work on team dynamics with. So, the team and I, we made our way back to the dorm, and as we left, it came to light that that mysterious trio we had seen at the Port Island outskirts a couple weeks back in a cutscene, it turns out they had been watching us from a nearby rooftop, and it seemed like they've been watching us for a while. The man without a shirt commented that they're still not sure what we're doing or what our goals are, and he's not sure if we're allies or enemies, but he knows we've been doing something since April. He's aware of Tartarus, he's aware of our ability during the Dark Hour, and they're working with some sort of client, some sort of other contact that they have. So there's a lot of mysteries that we don't know yet, but that's information going forward that'll be interesting to see where that goes. But with that, we had survived the operation, we were all exhausted, we headed back to the dorm to get a well-deserved night of rest. So we did. That was how the day finished off, and that brings us into today. So I will get us over to the game, and we'll see what happens on Wednesday, July 8th. We'll be right there. Okay, so here we are. And it's a little bit different because as it's kind of been after the big shadow encounters before, it doesn't really give you the option to save it right after the day. So we actually got to see a bit of today, yesterday. And we got up in the morning, as we do. It was a school day because it is still Wednesday today. And the only thing that happened last night that was part of today was that we got to see some of the morning classes. Miss Toriumi was giving us a grammar lesson, talking about comma splices, and I got called on to try to answer a question. I talked it out with you guys and probably spent a bit longer than somebody should on trying to break that down and analyze it, but thankfully I was able to narrow down to the right answer, and I gained a point of charm for my effort. That was all that we really saw. I haven't done anything else with the day yet because I wanted to save today for today. So that's kind of that last bit of catch-up before we get into what's actually going to happen today. So, again, we made it through our morning classes, had a good lunch, went through the afternoon classes, and now here we are in the afternoon. Got that nice sky out there. I always like just the look of that twilight hour out there. But it was such a good day yesterday. I'm still thinking about that, and just all the preparation we put into that to get ready. Making sure our equipment was solid, taking advantage of those sales at the pharmacy to stock up on recovery items, remembering kind of late into the game that I needed to make sure I had some good persona ready to go. We even had that day of Tartarus just before the full moon, just to really get that last dress rehearsal run through. It really felt like I took all the steps I needed to, and it was nice that yesterday worked out the way it did. So getting back to today and kind of just breathing that sigh of relief of, okay, we survived that. Everything we've been working towards the last month came together in a good way. So kind of get to take it easy now, as much as one can, because if we check our calendar here, it is less than a week now, and we have final exams coming up. If it isn't one thing, it's another, right? But if anything, coming off of last night's Operation Day, exams don't really feel that bad. They're still extremely important, of course, and I'm going to give them my all. I'm going to try to look into what I can do academically for the remainder of the time leading up to it, but getting past that operation was just so huge. Well, let's start off checking our mail like we do. Only 2 messages today. The phone's usually been full. Bunkichi here, an old man's request. My dear Tom-chan, won't you come visit us? From Bunkichi. I do want to see them again. It would be nice to catch back up with them. And of course, the regular ad from Wakatsu. Healthy brain food. Are you eating well? Keeping a well-balanced diet nourishes your brain, which in turn can improve your studies. We prepare great food with all our hearts just for you. Remember, a healthy brain stems from healthy food. Wakatsu's got your back. It would be good to get back to Wakatsu as well. They also offer academic progress, so it's kind of a win-win. A good dinner and academic progress. I believe at this point, since exams are a week out, that really limits how many social activities there are during the after-school hours. I believe things like the student council and the track team, we're not going to be meeting this week. The art club, the fashion club. I might be wrong, but I believe that's how it goes. So I was kind of trying to prioritize those a bit more the last couple weeks just to be ready. So I'm not sure what other social links are available today. I'm trying to do better at talking this out before just jumping right over to the other network tab to see what everyone else has done. It wouldn't be bad to see the elderly couple. It's always good to see them. I don't remember exactly what Maiko's schedule's like, but if she's available at the Naganaki Shrine, I would also want to check up on her to make sure she's still safe. There's a chance that Suimitsu is also available down at the Polonia Mall. Haven't really done anything with him at all in many weeks since we first unlocked the Moon social link. So I still think I've got a lot of options out there, but let's take a look and see how everyone else chose to spend their time. Maybe. Yeah, there it goes. Okay, 90% social links, 10% daily life. Okay, I do see Maiko on the list there, and the old couple, and Suimitsu. Okay, so my thought process was right in line with where everyone else was going and what was available. So I am thinking, of course, I'm going to go with the social link side like most people did. Seeing everyone's average level down there is up to 28 now. I gained some levels after yesterday's fights as well, so I think I'm actually still pretty much in line with that. Yeah, other than Mitsuru, who wasn't part of the party. Very nice. Always good not to feel behind on these sorts of things. Well, I'm thinking either the elderly couple or Maiko. They're both out of the school, but I see some people to talk to around the room here, so I think I'll just catch up and talk to some people and see how the world has changed since last night, and then we'll make our way off to a social link. Start with serious student. Finals are a lot harder than midterms, you know. That doesn't necessarily mean I'll study harder, but we'll see. Sometimes the extra effort pays off. Yeah. It can't hurt to put in the extra effort. It takes time and it is effort, true, but you're better to do it now and be over-prepared than to not do it and be under-prepared. Right, well-behaved student? It's almost time for exams again, but this time it'll be a lot tougher. You better go to the library and study, otherwise you'll be screwed. Okay, well, it's 2 for 2 on people talking about how much harder these finals will be. I guess I should approach that with due diligence. Well, lots of people to talk to today. Let's head up to the roof, even. There have been those 2 students watching each other up there. Nope, not anymore, though. All right. Just enjoy that sky for a second. It's amazing how even just a scene like this can really convey that feeling. You can just see the clouds, even in this this art style here. It's like, yeah. I wish I was up there enjoying that view. I saw a couple students talking down the hall we can go listen in on. kind of not the best habit to get into, but it's definitely one our character seems to be good at, so they're informed students. I could probably learn vicariously from what they're talking about. The couple's only apathy syndrome that's been going around. I heard it was the work of ghosts. I love it. I love our school and all the rumors. It always seems to tie back to the supernatural and to ghosts. Though, I guess to be fair, with what's been going on, there isn't really a logical way to explain it. The team and I know a bit more about the shadows and what's going on, although even saying that, we don't really know why or how or any of the important specifics there either. I mean, at this point, the shadows may as well be ghosts. But it is just cool how quickly rumors spread through the school, all the time. They say that a couple committed double suicide a long time ago, and now they're inflicting couples with apathy syndrome. I like that. Apathy syndrome's been around for months now. I mean, even potentially longer than that, but I've only been in the area since April, but we've been seeing apathy syndrome since then, and they're like, moving the origin story around now to kind of coincide with the recent developments of it. Like, oh yeah, it's a story from a couple from a long time ago. That's what's causing it. I don't know about that, but if it's true, I wish I could ask them why they're doing that. I mean, they're dead. They shouldn't bother living couples. An interesting thought on the whole vengeful ghost idea. It's like, what do you gain from that? Is it just that general revenge, or is there something else? Well, for informed students, I'm not sure I'm walking away with that much actual information, but having information from rumors, I guess I can parse out what's true and what isn't. Get cleaned up here a bit. See what's on my mind. Healthy tomato sprouts. All right. It's very much nice to have something like that rather than dangerous shadows. Got about a week for those to grow. There's somebody. I don't have to talk to everybody every day, but I kind of like to just keep tabs on what's going on around school. Earnest student. When I think of artists, I think of those people who squint and hold a pencil up to their subject. Artists who do that, especially the guys in my class, just want to look the part. I suppose art appearances are important. But at the same time, you have to go beyond those appearances and have something to back that up. Or do you? I guess maybe not. Art is whatever one makes of it or one appreciates of it. Oddly deep question for something like that. The phone-addicted student. I really like how all these different students have like an almost ongoing storyline. Even someone just addicted to the phone. I don't know his name or what his story is, but I know him as phone-addicted student, and I've talked to him for the last couple months. And it's like, I feel like I know him, even though I don't know something as important as his name. I've heard there's a revenge website, but the URL is top secret, right? I don't know about that, but I actually bought the URL from a guy at Club Escapade. I've been there, I've seen it, I know it's a real website. I gained some courage by visiting it. But that was one of those nice things, too, of going through a rumor and following up on it and actually finding some truth behind it. It wasn't just that urban legend of a website that exists out there somewhere that no one knows the link to. So I have seen it with my own eyes. And we also saw a cutscene with that trio behind Port Island Station, so we definitely know that there's truth to it, but our character has that same knowledge now as well, which is nice. I'm trying to figure it out, so I'm looking all over the web on my cell. There's a local thread that seems like it has a lot of info on the site. But it's all garbage info. That definitely does happen from time to time, too. Just when you think you finally got something to go off of, and it's like, oh, I can disprove that, that part's wrong. This expert source isn't really an expert after all. And that's where you need to actually have that ability to go through and parse what you're looking at and discern that truth from fiction. If you just, I saw it online, so it's true. That's a dangerous approach to take. I don't know why. I ran by that light and it just stood out as a different color to me. Must be ghosts. It's kind of interesting, too, going through the halls and talking to people here. Even just the act of this, as I'm walking through and I'm not seeing the usual club activities, it really does feel like there's something coming up for the school. It's exams next week, so that's got to be what it is, but it just has that feel now with all the clubs being inactive right now. Maybe I'm seeing what I want to see. We've talked about that placebo effect quite a few times in this playthrough as well. Waiting student. She always starts out the same. I was almost going to say it before she said it, but I didn't want to to jump in. I'm waiting for my boyfriend. We're going for a walk, so we can take a break from studying. Very nice, enjoy. And the fawning student. She was the one, this couple, the fawning student and the oblivious boy. They'd been on the roof. We'd seen them all over the school, but early on, she was watching from a distance and just thought he looked so mysterious and cool. And she just wanted to watch him from a distance. And he was a little creeped out, thinking this girl is just watching him because he knew she was watching him and she thought she was being so stealthy. But we've seen it progress further and further, and he started to kind of warm up to the idea of, maybe she'll talk to me. Maybe that wouldn't be so bad. But the more she's seen, the more, I think, reservations and doubts she seems to be having. We were out in that courtyard, and she saw him throwing rocks near the birds, and she wasn't happy about that. We were up on the roof, and she saw him... What did he do up on the roof? Whatever it was something she didn't like, and it wasn't really becoming of what she saw in who she thought he was. So, to kind of see the follow-up of that storyline here, he's different than I imagined. Ouch. From what I can tell, he has no personality. What a scathing review of someone. Oh, he's just brown-haired student. Okay. Dude, I'm so used to her stalking me now. Like, I know she's always there, but I don't even notice her anymore. A very interesting couple. And I love taking this time to be able to talk to them after school, throughout the entire playthrough like this, and not just rushing from point to point and trying to get as many days done in a short amount of time as I can. It's been really nice and freeing to just have this easy pace. Seeing it's Wednesday, and let's talk to these people. I've got time. We've got some hours left in the day. Let's do that. And we'll talk to them again next time they've got something to say. Just keep the whole thing going. I guess doing it this way too keeps it buried deeper in that long-term part of the mind, because this has been going since April 6th. It's going to keep going until the game's done. It's hopefully going to be a lot of fun. All that to just leave school here. I talked about heading around and potentially ending up at either the shrine to encounter Maiko or the strip mall to go to Bookworms with the elderly couple. So by saying that, I'm gonna do the usual route of going everywhere but first. Let's start. Well, I haven't been outside the student dormitory in a while, so maybe before I actually finish things off, I will take a walk just by the front door and make sure. I don't know what could be going on out there, but I'm going to so many other... let's even start there since I'm talking about it now. It's usually, just people going about their day. There's no reason for me to assume it's anything but, and it looks like it isn't, but now I can say for sure. Well, while I'm here. We'll start at the station, we'll take it down to the other station, and then we'll just kind of make that sweep up to Naganaki Shrine before I decide whether I'm spending time with Maiko or the elderly couple. Or somebody else if I see someone else along the way. Ooh, was this the... Okay, he's the boy who wants the cat, so who is she? What if she was the student from across the street? Let's talk with the cat-loving boy first. He's wanted a cat this whole time. His parents said no because it was going to cost too much money. So then he asked his friend about their cat, how much money it cost. And they told him they got the cat from a shelter, so the cat was free. So the boy was perplexed. He went home and told his parents, cats don't cost too much money. My friend got one for free. We can just do that. And, his parents once again said no, so he was just all the more confused. Okay. An interesting follow-up thought then is, okay, if I can't buy one, if I can't get one from a shelter, maybe I can find a stray. My friend at school said there was a stray cat around here. I hope he's not talking about the weak cat. I mean, I would like the weak cat to have a proper home, true, but the weak cat has just kind of become our unofficial mascot for this stream, so to not have him where he always is, that would be a change. I'm waiting until he comes out. I'm not going to catch him or anything, I just want to see him. Okay. And that's fine. I can actually really relate to the boy on that one, since I'm just talking about that weak cat at the Port Island station. I wonder what kind of cat he is. All right. Well, he's got a good appreciation of cats and a respect for other animals. So. Oh, okay, the rumor-loving girl. That's right. Haven't seen her in a while. I wonder what she can tell us. If you swirl seafood ramen around 6 times clockwise and 6 times the other way without spilling. If you do that with Hagakure's ramen, I heard you'll end up with the person you like. What an interesting pseudo-marketing tactic. Start a rumor like that and just see what happens. And that whole without spilling idea, I wonder if that means, like, oh, if it didn't work this time, if I order another bowl and try again, would it count that time? So there's Bookworms. I might end up over there today. I haven't really decided yet. But I figure while I'm here, we'll just kind of walk up the mall. Stop in here and just see the Net Cafe. I like the Net Cafe. It's also the middle of summer, so I like to think it's also air-conditioned, so it's that nice brief stop in to get out of the heat, to browse whatever software they've got. It's been sold out for the last handful of weeks, but one of these days, I'm sure something's going to show up. That day was not today, but nice to see it. And nice to just have another stop in the afternoon to make it more, again, of a day, rather than just a point-to-point to the end of the day. And I don't know who else has been paying attention. I've kind of noticed and haven't been calling it out, but have you noticed we haven't been seeing any apathy syndrome sufferers? Well, probably very few. I can't really say for certain what's going on with the guy down by the trash there, but it's nothing like it was leading up to last night. Okay, well, yeah, maybe there are still a few. Yeah, there are some out there still. Not everywhere like it had been. I was actually going to go across the street as well and just see what's going on at the station side of things, yeah, because then we're going to take the train down to the Port Island station. No one to talk to here. But the earnest station worker, he's got something new to say. This station is near the high school, so I often see GeckoCon students and their friends. You seem to be alone a lot. Do you have any friends? Yeah, I do tend to keep to myself in the afternoons. I'll make my way to a social link, but that is true. We don't usually hang around together as a group. It's also kind of interesting to have that question thrown in my face again, because Mutatsu-san just last week asked me the same thing. It was early on in our encounters. I haven't talked to him too many evenings up at Club Escapade, but he one night he said to me, "You're here alone a lot, aren't you? Don't you have friends?" Oh, yeah, I guess I've got that appearance of a guy who doesn't have any friends. I do have plenty of friends. I do feel good about the group around me. I'm not going to do that I wish I did, and I'm not going to be that edgy high school, I don't need friends. What do I need that for? I do have plenty. I'm very fortunate in that regard. Great. I wished I had some friends when I was in school. Didn't want to dig up old memories for him, but I'm glad he's happy with my situation and that I approached it in a positive way and I didn't just get defensive and say, what's it to you? I don't answer to you. The snobby movie critic. That movie's theme song is very important. That it is. I think of so many iconic movie soundtracks and themes, and it's like, you know the movie by the theme. There are probably a lot of people that know the theme to a movie and haven't even seen the movie. The quality of the movie is greatly affected by whether or not the theme song is good or not. Well, maybe. A good soundtrack is essential and a really great thing, but you can have a lot of really high-quality things that have limited to no soundtrack, or even a poor soundtrack. Which reminds me, long ago I heard there was going to be a GeckoCon theme song. Interesting. I think it was called GeckoCon Boogie or something like that. I heard it was nearly done. I want to hear how it turned out. But who the hell names their song Boogie? I love little bits of flavor text like that. It's like it fits within the world. And is it one of those things that's going to come back up later? Other little things like that we've seen, like last night's operation. We went to the Chambre de Fleurs, the hotel, the Field of Flowers, and that came up once or twice in dialogue between students at school. There were a couple girls talking about the new one having a boyfriend, or one of them having a new boyfriend, and he wanted to go there. They were both grossed out by the thought. Having been there last night, I can kind of see why her reaction was what it was. But that was just that fun little one or two liner a week or so back that turned out to lead to something later. So it'll be interesting to see if anything comes back about this GeckoCon Boogie. As I like to do, I'm going to stop in the screenshot lobby here. I've never actually gone to a movie. It'll happen one of these days, I'm sure, but I don't think today will be the day. Keeping with that French. Love Je t'aime, Sarajevo is now showing. High school students pay 1,500 yen. It would work on my academics, which would be good, but I've got social links I really want to prioritize right now. Wait, if that's not the high schooler side of things, right? Man, I really should do something for my academics with exams less than 7 days away, but man, I want to spend time with my friends, and that's my priority right now. And even saying that like it's maybe not a good thing, I'm still going to do it because it does sound like the way I want to spend my day. Okay, yeah, there are still apathy syndrome people around, obviously, but no, not in the droves there had been. Here's the weak cat. I'm glad to see you're doing well, weak cat. Mew. So eloquent. Delinquents. And timid cat is looking good. Alright, they all made it through the full moon as well. Oh, and the couple on the bench here, they've got something new to say. Yeah, the shy man and the calm woman. The conversation died again. I keep sweating. Is it because of the heat? Or is this a cold sweat? As a shy person myself, I'm rooting for you, shy man. Calm woman. He's sweating a lot now, but he's usually not like that. That type of guy is pretty popular with the older ladies who work here. Everyone remembers his face. I was surprised, to be honest. It's amazing how people say hello to him at shops. Interesting, the people who pay attention. Well, up to Colonia Mall next. At a quick glance here, it looks a lot less crowded than we've seen it. Still not totally devoid of apathy syndrome, which is also kind of a surprise coming off of a full moon like we did, but maybe it's one of those things that takes a bit of time to recover. And there's Suimitsu on the bench. Oh, the gaming, is he gamer addict or just gamer student? Gamer student. Maybe I'm the addict, always thinking about it. I saw a girl in a white frilly dress the other day in front of the station. Don't get me wrong, I love that kind of outfit. I've got tons of figures dressed that way in my room, but in real life, I think it's better to dress casually. Knows what he likes, and we have seen that girl around as well. Not our character hasn't, and none of the party have, but we've seen cutscenes as recently as last night. She was with that trio on the rooftop, or she was a part of the trio on the rooftop. Never seems to say much, but she was right there alongside the other two, doing whatever they're doing. So it's interesting that we've heard rumors of her being spotted around before, and here was another one. So again, just that long-term storytelling this game is so good at. Another stop for our afternoon is Game Parade. You're the Answer and Edgar's House of Fortunes. An academic-focused game. That would be fun, but again, social links. I like social links. Have to go into the Aohige pharmacy here. It is getting hot, pharmacist. And I'm not here to shop today, but I'm here to thank you. The medicine you provided was essential in overcoming some things I needed it for, so thank you so much. I think I had 15 discharms if I remember right. So to be down to 9 now. I mean, they came in so valuable, though. I was able to keep a persona equipped that was resistant to charm.
Before you fry to a crisp this summer.
That is
You're
it.
gonna need them to get through the brutal heat.
I appreciate the reminder. It's always kind of rough to hear that reminder from people talking about the heat, though, isn't it? It's like, yeah, I know it's hot. You didn't have to tell me. I was trying to ignore that fact, but now I remember. But it comes from a good place. He was talking about being prepared, so I appreciate that. But
Done already?
I am. I just wanted to say thank you today, and I'll probably see you Saturday to, again, restock the medicine cabinet.
Thanks.
I used a handful of life stones, a couple SP recovery items between the encounters, but all in all, I didn't really use too many healing items, which was nice. I was glad to have them, though. I mean, I really did feel prepared for last night, and having that medicine on hand was a big part of that.
Come to think of it.
Those apathy syndrome cases in pairs came to an abrupt halt. Some have even regained consciousness. I'm sure you've all been at it again. So, what can I get you? Probably nothing.
What'll it be? As long as you need.
Yeah. Usually takes a little while after the full moons from the trend we've been seeing before any new stuff shows up. And that one says new, but that's only because I can't scroll to anything else on the screen to have it lose its new tab. And it's actually worse than what I've already got equipped, so. Although I do think I've got some items I can sell. I do have that.
Wanna sell in bulk?
25,740. That's going to definitely take me to the highest total I've had before.
All right.
Over 100,000. 104, 149.
All done here?
I am. But Officer Kurosawa, thank you for the support, for keeping the team and I updated on things, and just being there for the city.
Come back soon.
One last stop being the Velvet Room, and then we'll head on with our social side of things. Elizabeth, how are you doing today?
Good day. Are you accepting a request?
I'm all caught up there. That's also always good to see. Still just working on these 3 that all take place in Tartarus.
Very well, then.
But before I head in, I should take a look. Let's start off with taking a look at the social links, because I'm still leaning towards Maiko, considering the direction her storyline has been going. But I want to see the levels as well. Old couple's at level 5. And I know Suimitsu, the gourmet king, yeah, he's only rank 1, so I really do need to get more time spent with him, but I'm thinking on days like this, if I run out of other options, he's kind of that one who's always there, so not to keep putting him off because he's always there, because stuff like that, everything is finite, and if you keep taking advantage of the things that are always there, they might not always be there, so. But for now, he has always been there. I say all that. Oh, I was going for Maiko, and she's rank 6. It wouldn't be bad to take the elderly couple up to rank 6, but Maiko was talking the last couple times about trying to test her parents' love for her by running away. A terrible idea, something dangerous, something I tried to dissuade as much as I could, but it didn't seem to do any good. Her parents have been talking about getting a divorce, and she doesn't know why. And tensions kind of boiled over recently in not so positive ways I won't get into specifics on, but needless to say, Maiko's faith in her parents is all the more shaken. And she wants them to prove that they still love her by having to work together to find her if she runs away. So last time we talked, she was talking about getting prepared, trying to figure out what she needs to take with her. She wanted to have her insurance card because she thought she needed that. Now that and her toothbrush, I think. And I told her, oh, you're going to need more than that, just to kind of try to get her to either see how much effort it would be and give up, or at least not be able to run away for the foreseeable future because she's still preparing. Just so that hopefully time can sort this out and protect her from a dangerous choice. But even hearing all that, she still seemed determined to follow ahead with packing and preparing. So it would be, probably the best responsible thing to do, to head to the shrine and make sure she's okay. I've been seeing her there, which has been good, but I don't have a hanged man social or a persona with me, which I don't essentially need, but it would be nice to have. I did gain a couple levels though, so maybe when I stop in to say hi to Igor, I'll see what I can fuse. Maybe I can fuse one. Yeah, I was mainly holding off on changing off my persona balance before last night's full moon, just because I did seem to have a good team with me. I haven't saved it since we started playing today either, so let's catch that back up. But yeah, let's head in, say hi to Igor, and see what I can fuse. Maybe I can at least fuse something, even if it's not a hanged man. I can fuse something else and then summon one, just to get a little bit more out of our social link, make the most of it. So here we are. I always like the Velvet Room.
Welcome to the Velvet Room.
Igor, Elizabeth. Last night was a great success. Thank you so much for the support. I really appreciate it. I've also got to register the personas. Yeah, we all gained some experience there, so let's start off with that.
I see. Will you register it?
I'm kind of going to go through a little quick here and just do that side by side. I think most of them could be registered. But there might just be those couple that, like Neko Shogun. I think I've got a better Neko Shogun already registered.
Will you register it? All registered.
Everything else, though, is probably good. It's looking good so far, anyway. Yep.
Will you register it? I've completed registration.
Yeah, I do have a better one here registered. So we're all caught up there. That is nice.
Are you in search of new power?
I am.
What kind of persona do you desire?
I'm looking at Orthus here. Ooh, yeah. See that they both take power, which is one of my, I think it might be my strongest persona. But both Sandman and Takemi Kazuchi were so important for the success for the recent operation. Well, Sandman, we're not going to be doing anything at the art club for a while, so I won't need a Fortune Arcana. Justice is going to be spent either way to form Orthus here. But yeah, I think forming Orthus will be a good use of power in Sandman.
This persona is powerful.
The two-headed pet dog belonging to the giant Geryon in Greek myth. He guarded a herd of red oxen, but was killed by Hercules during one of his 12 labors. All right. Level rank 6 Arcana, so it's going to get a significant amount of experience. I can pass along 4 abilities.
What do you wish to inherit?
Gotta take growth. Seeing Null confused there, that's almost kind of tempting. It's already got a single target Agi attack. Having a revival ability so I can conserve some items, I'll take that along. 2 more choices between these 4 items. Null confused. I mean, maybe we won't encounter too many confused things. One of these arrow attacks wouldn't be bad, just so that I've got a piercing ability to fall back on. Does weak pierce damage to all foes. Does weak pierce damage to one foe. Okay, well, let's take Arrow Rain then. And probably Null Confuse. I've got Maragi on some other personas, but it would be nice to have something to fall back on in case I fight an opponent that's determined to confuse me.
Receive a good amount of extra power.
Very good to hear. This is what I want. Let's fuse Orthus. Orthrus. Been reading it wrong this whole time. Probably still reading it wrong, but maybe closer.
So it begins.
There's so many visuals in this game I like, and this fusion sequence is another one of them. Just to get to see the persona come together here and emerge from the mind. And there he is. I, Orthrus, I, faithful watchdog, will walk at your side. Welcome to the team. Get a little bit of power here. That'll be even better. Get learned counter. Resist poison. Yeah, I'm probably going to actually get rid of Fatal End. It's a slashing attack, and that's my base weapon, so if something is weak to slashing, I can already do that. This is still a single target attack, which so am I. And having resist poison, like I said, is just one more utility thing to have on hand. I just looked at its abilities up there too. It drains fire and is resistant to dark, so those are nice coverages. Weak to ice, but a lot of things have weaknesses, so that's to be expected. But those coverages are nice. Well, let's go and get rid of Fatal End here. Alright. And I'm probably going to hold off on fusing anything else for now, because there's really nothing I need. I could make a fortune, which would be good for the time I'm getting back to the art club, but that won't be this week, so better to hold off on what I've got just for whatever social links could use them for now. So yes, I am. Igor, Elizabeth, thank you again so much. I really appreciate it.
We look forward to your next visit.
Nice to have gained those levels too, and to have these persona on hand just to really have another way to see that progress and strength. It's like I'm making level 28, 29 personas now. How far I've come since April. Oh. I don't know how I ran by the cheerful old man a couple times. Say, what kind of dance is popular nowadays in the clubs? Reggae? That rap junk? In my day, it was the tango or the jitterbug. You danced with your gal? Not to show off. I fell in love at first sight with my wife at one of those dance halls. A nice story. It's one we've heard before, so I'm, again, not sure why the speech was blue there, but maybe he forgot telling me or I forgot hearing it. But either way, it was just as good to hear it this time as it was last time. So, I've got the persona I needed. I've been everywhere else. Naganaki Shrine, here I come. There is Maiko, but as I like to do, let's also just take a second to enjoy being out of the hustle of the city and enjoy this nice, calm, serene atmosphere for a second. Good time to take a drink, just kind of clear your mind. So, just a second here. Let's enjoy it. Everybody feeling good? All right, I am too. It was a nice break. Let's continue on with the afternoon and talk to Maiko. Gotta save that game again. And let's also take a look. I kind of talked a little bit about the lead up in the Social Link storyline, but let's confirm that just to make sure I didn't omit anything important. Maiko is tired of her parents fighting and started talking about running away. She seemed to want her parents to look for her and reconnect. Quite the scheme. You never like to hear about stuff like that, but I'm going to just try to do what I can to be there for Maiko and hope it all comes together in the right way. That's why I'm here today. Oh, hi. What are we going to play today? I've got Orthrus here just to make the most of our time. Okay, this is one of those we've encountered them a bit more recently. The further in we're getting with these social links, it takes a bit more time for deeper progress to be made, which is a good parallel between real life. You don't instantly become best friends with somebody after 3 or 4 encounters. If anything, even now it feels like we've rapidly progressed through storylines. But thankfully today it looks like it's just going to be a nice time together playing with Maiko. It's nice to have those times to actually get closer and to take a normal day. It's not anything earth-shattering or life-changing. It's just 2 friends. Getting to play with her at the playground here before she heads home, before I head back to the dorm. A nice, normal, laid-back Wednesday. Very nice to have, especially coming off of last night. So yes, I am going to spend time with Maiko. What should we do? Next time we can... Hey, what do you want to do? I like being included in that. I really want to do whatever she wants to do. Except I know she doesn't like the seesaw. I remember suggesting that earlier on, and she's like, no, I don't like the seesaw. Yeah, that hurts. I don't want to do that anymore. So I won't suggest that, but I always liked playgrounds like this, especially that kind of old-seeming, the kind you see around everywhere. That was just, I always really liked playgrounds as a kid. They're kind of different now as an adult. It doesn't really work the same way, but as a kid, they were amazing. It's like, wow, that looks like so much fun. So to kind of get to see those around, it still has that same kind of mystique. And to have this just tucked away at the side of the shrine like that, that's just the kind of thing you see hidden around places. Well, it's been fun having a chance to hang out with Maiko here. I can feel the bond with Maiko grow stronger as we spend time together. It's almost dark. And that was nice. I mean, from the storyline about her talking about running away, she hasn't done that yet. We didn't talk anything more about her impending decision to run away, so thankfully this was just one of those, I'm able to check up on her, see that she's doing okay, and hopefully things will keep going in that direction. So it was a good afternoon. It's almost dark. I decided to go back to the dorm.
Oh, welcome back.
Oh hey, welcome back. Sorry, I need to talk to Fuuka. I really wish there was just an okay option, because, yeah, that's totally fine. I didn't want to go to Tartarus, and it's not really any of my business to ask him about what. I mean, I'm not going to ask them about what. There's a bit of me that's curious. There's also a bit of me that knows, because we got to see that cutscene a week or so back, and they talked about it again last night. So I have a good idea what they're going to talk about. But again, this doesn't involve me. If it did, they'd have brought me into it. So I guess my only option is to ask about Tartarus, even though I don't want to go to Tartarus tonight. I'm probably thinking nobody does after last night. It's the lesser of 2 evils. Want to go to Tartarus?
Huh?
I'm feeling kind of tired today, so I'd rather not. Exactly. Yeah, I'm sure you're burnt out coming right off an operation. It might do you good to just rest today. To not pry into what they're talking about. A week or so ago, up in the command room, we saw a scene between Fuuka and Yukari. Yukari had some information from the past that she wanted to get some more details and confirm some facts about. And so she'd asked Fuuka, who seems to be good at research and likes doing that sort of thing, if she'd be able to help. And Fuuka said she would, and last night after the operation, she talked to Yukari and said, I found information about that thing we talked about. So this must be some sort of follow-up to that. I'd be amazed if it wasn't. Again, it's not my place, so... I was about to head upstairs and go to my room to put this bag away, but first and foremost, I'm trying to get into that habit of cupping to the fridge down here because I picked up another one of those lukewarm taiyakis, and it's still about 3 weeks before I can put it in here, but just to kind of get that muscle memory built up of coming to the fridge. 7:29. So yeah, we've got, it'll 3 weeks from today, it looks like. So it'll be a long time to carry that around, and it'll probably be terrible by the time I get it in there, but it'll be better as a chilled taiyaki than a lukewarm one. And again, just details I love. I've said it before. I'm going to keep saying it. I love the fact that I can come home from school with this bag on my shoulder and come up to my room and just have the take it off. I put it away. It's in my closet or wherever it went. But little things like that just make this game so well thought out. Somebody took the time to make that happen. I like to notice it. I like to appreciate it. I enjoy it. So I'm here. Let's check my mail. Hagakure, limited menu today. Today is our special menu day. We only have limited quantities, so get yours before they run out. First come, first served. Our tender pork is a friend of beautiful skin. Make yourself shine by eating at Hagakure. Game Parade newsletter and games. Come play our popular crane game and try to win a prize. Then stick around and hop into one of our many immersive video games. There's great fun to be had, whether you're alone or with friends. Can't wait to see you. And it's Wednesday, so it's one of the 3 days a week Chagall has part-time positions open. We hope everyone is having a great day. Chagall is looking for someone to work at the cafe today. Students may apply, no experience required. This is a paid position, and perks include free pheromone coffee. We look forward to meeting you. I put in some nights there, and it had been good. It wouldn't be terrible to do that again, but... I don't want to sound greedy, but the money they're paying isn't as life-changing, I guess, as it felt at the start of the game. 3,000 to 4,000 yen early on in the game was huge, but now my pockets are a little deeper, and I've got 104,000 right now. That 4,000 tonight could make or break a difference between buying or not buying something, so I don't want to totally dismiss it. And the 1 point of charm, 1 point of courage isn't bad, but there are other ways I could focus my night potentially. I'm not sure what sort of social links are available. We've got Mutatsu-san for the Tower Arcana at Club Escapade, and we've seen President Tanaka of Tanaka's Amazing Commodities down at the fountain in the mall. So either of them I would like to spend some time with potentially. But beyond that, since we're not going to Tartarus, I want to head downstairs and talk to everybody, see what's on TV. And if there aren't any social links, maybe it would be a good night to just take it easy and head somewhere. Maybe Wakatsu Kitchen. I could have a nice fish meal, work on my academics. That might not be bad. Let's see how everybody else spent their night first off, though. No social links, no Tartarus, all daily life. All right. I might still stop by Club Escapade. Maybe that URL dealer's got something new to sell me. Yeah, just again, to kind of see the sights and have it be more than just one destination tonight. The tomatoes up in the roof are doing okay, so I don't need to head up there. I've already stared at the refrigerator, so I know that's good. I actually do wonder if maybe I should leave Yukari and Fuuka alone. I like to think they're probably up in the command room talking. And again, I think I know what they're talking about, but they said they had something they wanted to talk about, so maybe it isn't my place to go up there and bother them. Yeah, I mean, I guess if I'm talking about it and wondering if I should or shouldn't, that probably means I shouldn't. So let's see what's on TV, and we'll talk to Akihiko and Junpei, and then I'll head out for the evening. Let's see what's on TV. For our next story, mysterious vandalism has occurred at the Hotel Chambre de Fleur. Yes, very mysterious. For anybody there, that would be quite the chaotic scene, though. I mean, the dark hour started, so everyone else is transmogrified in those coffins, so they're unable to perceive what's going on around them during the dark hour. And all the while, we ran through the building and smashed a handful of mirrors, probably trashed that big room as we were fighting those couple shadows. So Yeah, I'm sure there's all sorts of chaos and confusion there, because as soon as the dark hour ends, these people will seemingly in an instant be surrounded by broken mirrors and a trashed room upstairs, all out of nowhere. Mirrors in multiple hotel rooms were shattered. Though the hotel had many guests, none of them saw the culprit. Some guests have also reported theft in their rooms. I love that this was mentioned because I kind of talked about this yesterday as I saw those glowing objects around the room, and they were called lost items. One was like a can of soda. The other was some sort of healing SP recovery item. But it called them lost items. And even in the moment, I'm like, is it really fair to call these lost items if they're in a hotel room, that people are actively in? Aren't I just taking these things? And to see this on the news, like, yes, apparently I had been. Some guests have also reported theft in their rooms. That also kind of makes me wonder if last night, if I didn't take any of those things, would this line not have been here on the news today? That'd be interesting. Uh-oh. Police are currently investigating the incident. I think I found a can of Mad Bull and it was some sort of SP recovery item. It was like basically gum, I think. I don't know what it was, but I didn't take anything important, I swear. I did break the mirrors, though, so I guess from a severity standpoint, that's the incident they're talking about investigating, and that would be a problem. Maybe I won't bother the police with this. They've got enough to work on. Team, we did it. How we doing tonight? Meetser's not here, so we're skipping Tartarus tonight. Got it. Just take it easy for now. Yeah, I'm sure the whole team is ready for a night. Junpei, we didn't really exactly part on the best terms last night, so I still kind of want to give him space, but I don't want to be that guy that just totally walks away either, so I'll reach out and I'll see how he's doing.
Hey.
What? Were you going to order me around, oh high and mighty leader? Whatever. I could be just as good as you, too. All right. Well, it looks like we need more time to heal these wounds. And I to some extent, I see where he's coming from, but I didn't ask for this either. I mean, I'm not going to try to play the victim here because things have been going well for me, and I've said before that I feel like I'm being overpraised for what I'm doing, so... I don't know how to fix this, though. I mean, this is a between Junpei and I sort of thing. I guess it'll be what it'll be. And tonight's not the answer. He's made that pretty clear. So I'm going to head out. Oh, yeah, I've already been to everywhere in the Station Strip Mall. Unless I head back. I probably will head back for dinner, I say. Although I could... I think they had You're the Answer at Game Parade. That actually wouldn't be bad either. As I've said, we've established our character as quite the gamer. I want to work on academics. This would definitely be one of those two birds with one stone sort of things. I'm going to start off in Club Escapade. And maybe the fortune teller's got something new to tell me as well. No Mutatsu-san up here tonight. Nothing new from anybody down there either, it looks like. I'll still check out the URL dealer back here and see what he's selling.
Go have a look for yourself.
Yeah, there's still that Iwatodai forum note, which I've been holding off on just because I haven't really seen the need for it. Back when we were investigating the rumors about ghosts when Fuuka was missing, I picked up that School X site note because it seemed like it could have been a potential lead for our rumors. And the Revenge site note, that obviously seemed to corroborate some rumors. But I haven't seen anything that really makes me want to think, oh, I need to buy this Iwatodai forum note.
It's been a pleasure.
Maybe that time will come, but again, that's not now. It looks like no new fortune from the fortune teller, so we'll just enjoy the ambience here for a second. Alright, looks like I've mastered the trendy dance of standing totally still. Nice time here, but let's head out. And yeah, I'm starting to really warm up to that idea about spending the evening in the arcade. A good meal sounds nice as well, but it's been I can't remember the last time we went to Game Parade. The nights haven't always lined up for that with all the social link opportunities I've been having, so yeah, It's kind of almost like I want to take the time while I've got it. I feel like I've got it, so I feel like I should take it. So let's save the game. Yeah, I'm going to do that. That is the plan for tonight. Assuming I remember correctly and that You're the Answer was the game. If it's not the game, I guess we'll reevaluate. But if it is, I think that's how I want to spend tonight. It's an odd way to think about using or preparing for exams by boosting my academics, but playing a video game that's got trivia is almost, you could probably argue, more beneficial for academic progress than going and eating a plate of fish. The fish looked good, but somehow, it's rich in omega-3s and it's supposed to be good for my brain. The game gives me academic progress for eating it, so I'll take it. But from an actual standpoint, I don't think one could just get better for exams by eating a bunch of fish the week leading up to it. They probably couldn't by playing a bunch of games in an arcade either, so I guess, I've got to look at that in both directions. But between the two, I feel like doing actual trivia is a little bit closer to studying than eating fish. It is You're the Answer. Technically, it would be a little bit cheaper if I were to go get dinner, but You're the Answer sounds like a lot of fun. Compete in a competitive quiz game to raise academics. And I'm hoping it'll feel like doing this is taking that step to try to get ready for exams in whatever weird way playing a video game does help with academics. I don't see myself likely to level up in the next week because it wasn't that long ago that I had leveled up the last time, but I definitely won't if I don't do anything to try, so let's spend tonight playing You're the Answer at Game Parade. I played the quiz game You're the Answer. I learned from my wrong answers and gained new knowledge. That is always kind of fun. Alright. Couple points of academics. Still a little bit behind the other two, and I'm smooth, tough, and above average. So I will definitely take that as an assessment of who I am. I started out as a plain timid slacker, so the steps I've come, how far I've come since April. Nice to see that progress tonight, too, though. All right. Looks like that is the end of Wednesday the 8th. Let's head back to the desk and talk about it. Okay, here we are. That was the end of Wednesday, July 8th, and it was another great day. Coming off of last night's operation and how much preparation I put into that and just that little bit of anxiety that the whole team was having, and I was right there with them. It was so nice to get through that and to come into today and just breathe that sigh of relief. The entire day, everything I did in it really felt like I could just take that breath and put all of it behind me for a day and not have to worry about what's coming. I guess as I say that, I should worry about what's coming because, like I say, 6 days till exams. So that's a very, very important thing to be worried and concerned about and prepared for. But for today, after last night, it is just that little bit of the day to be happy. Every day's a happy day, but especially after coming off of something busy like last night. We didn't actually see it today. This was something we saw last night, which I talked about this morning in our recap. We saw the morning side of school yesterday because, again, I couldn't save the game after last night's operation until the after-school time today. But this morning, Miss Toriumi was teaching us grammar, and she had a lesson about comma splices and called on me to try to answer a question. She gave me a sample sentence with a variety of commas in it and asked me to point out the one that shouldn't be there. I gave a little bit of a story the other day about how, in my litany of many subjects that aren't really my forte, grammar is one of them. Thankfully, I was able to kind of dissect the choices I had and talk it out with you guys, and yeah, it worked out. It was like, okay, well, that one's not a comma splice, so it's one of these two, and I don't think it's this one, so it really looks like it's going to be the one in the middle here, and sure enough, it was. And it was nice to just be able to answer that correctly, because I had to actually take some thought on that. I gained a point of charm for getting it right as well, which was nice. So I actually attended class in the morning, and it was always kind of nice on those school days to actually see that. It's a little tough in the moment because I'm not using any sort of guides or walkthroughs, so whatever happens, happens. And, I could get it wrong. I've had a handful of questions I've already been wrong with so far this school season, semester playthrough, whatever you want to call it. And I imagine there will be more wrong answers in my future. I'm happy when they're not, and today was one I got correct. That took us to the after-school time where today's actual episode was shown. And it was also nice there to just be able to walk around the school and talk to people, to see people still talking about the rumor about the couples, and to think it was related to ghosts again. The underlying constant reminder of exams next week, and so many people talking about how much harder they're going to be than the last exams we had. those exams seemed hard enough. I mean, I did well enough on them. I think I was in the top 10 if I remember correctly, so definitely a really good finish. But that doesn't mean I can take it easy for the ones coming up here either. I still have to do what I can. And everybody around school made sure I remembered that as well. But I made my way around town after that. Again, talking to people, hearing about rumors. Stopped by the Velvet Room and was able to fuse a new persona. It was nice to gain those couple levels last night and be able to do that. And was able to fuse one to interact with Maiko and get the most out of our social link today. It was nice to make my way over to the shrine and see that she has not run away yet. And that topic didn't even come up today. And again, just in keeping with that easier day. It was just a nice afternoon playing at the playground there with Maiko. And we did whatever activities and games she liked doing. She seemed like she was having fun. There was just nothing negative about it. Couldn't ask for anything nicer. So once she had her fill and we went our separate ways, I headed back to the dorm. I got there and Yukari and Fuuka were talking and said that they had something they were going to discuss. I wanted to leave well enough alone, but I didn't really have that dialogue choice. So rather than prying and asking what they were talking about, I asked about going to Tartarus. And they rightly said, oh, yeah, we're all kind of tired from last night's operation, so let's not do that. I totally agreed, but that was the only choice I felt like I could really make in the moment. So the two of them headed upstairs to discuss what I believe we know about already, probably something relating to that cutscene we saw last week. But it wasn't my place to pry, so I didn't even head upstairs, even though I'd contemplated doing so. But I talked to Junpei and Akihiko. Akihiko said that Mitsuru was out tonight, and again, everybody's tired, so there was going to be no Tartarus. And I talked to Junpei, and he was still rather abrasive in his response. It was very, very biting. You know, what? What do you want? Are you here to boss me around again? So it's still in his head that I'm some sort of unfair leader, and he feels like whatever I'm doing, he could and should be doing as well. So that's unfortunate, but we'll just try to work through that however we can. I don't know what I can do for him. I don't think there's really anything that can be done at this point other than just trying to keep the lines of communication open. What'll be, will be. I'm not going to make an issue out of it myself. I'm not going to throw it back in his face and say, I didn't ask for this. You know, they made me leader. Because I am happy to try to step up in his role I was trusted with, and I will do my best on that. But I don't want to do that at the expense of Junpei. I really tried to talk about how much he was able to contribute last night and how many times he came in and saved the day. You know, those critical hits and that theurgy used last night, those were huge. That really turned the tide of battle around for us. And it was a shame that in the moment, my character and we weren't able to voice those congratulations to Junpei, because that was essential. That really did lead to success, and he should have been called out properly for that, because that was good. So he's still unhappy with me. That's how we left today as I headed out for the rest of the evening. Made my way to Club Escapade just to kind of take in the sights. The URL dealer didn't have anything new to sell. Got to party to the music for a little bit there, though. And I was thinking about getting dinner, but as I was back at the mall, I thought about stopping by Game Parade earlier in the day and seeing that You're the Answer was available. It's like, that seemed perfect. It was a nice video game, one we played before that I know the character likes. Headed to an air-conditioned arcade sounded pretty nice on a summer night like this. It worked on academics, which were coming up to our exams, so doing as much of that as I can will definitely be beneficial. It just checked all those boxes, though, doing something fun, doing something productive, something I can afford. And just having that night. There weren't any other social links, so I wasn't sacrificing social links or activities with people around the dorm. It's just, nice to have that time open to me to use in some of these ways that used to seem so commonplace, but as I've gotten busier, some of those easy evenings to just go game, they've been fewer and farther between. So it was nice to have that chance tonight and just do that, enjoy some trivia, learn from some of my mistakes, and gain some academic progress. So that went well. I had some fun, got back to the dorm, probably still kind of tired from yesterday and from having a nice busy day today, but it wasn't as busy as yesterday, so hopefully I was able to get back to the dorm, relax a bit before bed, get to bed at a good hour, and just rest up to come on into Thursday tomorrow. But again, it was just such a great day. To finish off everything and look back on it, it's nice to get to the end of a day and look back on it and say, this was a good day. I did what I wanted to do, I did what I had to do, and looking back on it, I did everything the way I think was best. And I feel that way about today. But with that, that is the end of Wednesday, July 8th. It was a great day, and I want to thank you so much for being here to share it with me. My name is Tom Shima. I stream this Persona a Day series live every day at 12:30 Eastern Time. So if you're ever available and interested, I would love to have you here live. I also upload each day's playthrough to my YouTube channel because I know everyone's got busy lives and other schedules going on that take priority over watching this, so I get that. And every day from today all the way back to the start of the series, they'll all be available on that playlist for you, so you can catch up on whatever day and whatever time frame, as much or as little as you want. That's why those are there. So I just hope we all have a great Wednesday. It's the midpoint of the week now, so hopefully we can get to the end of today and breathe that sigh of relief. To look back on what we did and just say, this was a good day. To get the work done that we need to get done, to have the fun we want to have, and just to know that it was a good day and setting us up for future good days from tomorrow onward. I hope yours works out that way as well. But I've been Tom Shima. Thank you again for being here. I hope I can see you again tomorrow. And until we are together again, I hope you take care. Thank you so much, and goodbye.